Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. From up top next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, we were already excited for this game. And then before the contest, you and I are down on the field outside the white lines.
Yes, we were following the rules.
We were following the rules, and a ball comes over our direction, but we can't see it. Somebody yells heads up, and instinctively you turn around and you snare it one-handed with your off left hand. So now we're really ready for football.
No gloves either.
No gloves.
No gloves. Not like what the guys are wearing playing the game now. But wasn't that a whole lot better than that time we were down there? And I got the coffee spilled on me when I got nailed by the punt returner.
That happened to the Vikings, right?
Yes, a much better job of being heads up this time. Thank you for the notice.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're back up to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
And his first look is incomplete. And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. But I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the two guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Harrison Smith is a player I love to watch. Whether he's ranging deep as a free safety or near the line of scrimmage where he makes more plays, keep your eyes on him.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Next, the receivers don't spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. That's caught. It's Coleman. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it.
Here we go.
That's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. This from 42 yards out. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State, the former Spartan. It's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Hey, watch the slack. Watch the slack. Wait, the hood.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
For a lot of people, there are pros and cons to playing close to home in the NFL. But for Adam Thielen, it's nothing but pros. Grew up not too far from the Twin Cities, loves being a Viking, and is a really dependable third down receiver.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. The 49ers have Richie James back deep. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo out wide here to Samuel. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80!
Watch the out, watch the out.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. On play action, now Garoppolo. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry.
They run. Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First down. Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Jaworski Tartt came out of Samford University in Alabama. And he is a guy who is an absolute flash at the safety position.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt, just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was a nice score.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Field goal's all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big pickup of 38.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Here we go. Here we go.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd down, Cook. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Here's Coleman, stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo looks to throw. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. "51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll throw again. Cousins over the middle here to Rudolph. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Again, it's Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
You ain't doing nothing, Phil. You ain't doing nothing.
Now a give right side, Coleman. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Completes it to Coleman. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They start the drive with Cook. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go one more.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work out a little bit more.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Cook. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Cook following the penalty. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Cousins, and Diggs has it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tyler Conklin there to make the grab. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Tevin Coleman and the rest of the offense making their way back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through.
They've got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Now, pass complete here to Sanders. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Here we go.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go, G.
On first down, Coleman. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end, and it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Let's go, fellas.
Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Drops it off for Coleman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Gold is able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
On the ground, it's Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, here's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
It's a set. Come on, fellas.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Gets past one man. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
54! Record!
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Garoppolo again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kentrell Brothers. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far and certainly plenty to look forward to as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Cousins now. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 17, Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's Cousins. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. 3rd and goal for Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Here's Bailey now for the extra point. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Coleman. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
I'm scared.
On 1st down, Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Here we go, here we go.
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. It's our field. It's our field.
This is Mostert. And some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He's got it. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
What we got?
It's Coleman here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Garoppolo now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. The kick by Gold is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Here comes Kirk Cousins now to lead his offense back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second and 9, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Cousins to throw it. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Coleman now. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball,
Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them pass it, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
What's the run?
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. To throw is Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 3rd and short.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They come out here in the eye. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Eric Armstead able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. To throw, Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Coleman. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better. And
that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. 180. Check line 54. Line 54. Yeah.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Open man is Bourne. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a 1st. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. This one complete to Coleman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Here we go. 180. 55. There's a party now.
Garoppolo on first down. Out right to Bourne. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards there and a Niner first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Here we go.
Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel there to make the grab. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Cook, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run it again with Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. On play action. Now Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 1st down San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw is Garoppolo. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one.
Here we go.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Garoppolo again. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Everson Griffin on the sack. Taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Garoppolo looks to throw. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Again, it's Cook. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
They're the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Check, check, walk 54, walk 54. Don't get nervous.
On the carry, it's Cook. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On second down, Cook, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. There's Garoppolo to throw. Completes it to Coleman. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
They start the drive with Cook. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10.
I got you.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Cousins now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing is Cousins. This is Johnson. He's got it. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run, Cook, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. First down, here's the run with Cook. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Now a run with Cook. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On the ground, it's Cook. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.